Hello everyone, I'm Eric. Today we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at another interview. We are going to reverse engineer the entire strategic playbook of OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman. We're going to figure out exactly how he plans to win the future of AI.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. We've got 5 key sections, starting with the immediate firefight of competition, and then we'll move all the way up to his ultimate, long-term vision for superintelligence.
All right, first up, the competitive battlefield. You really can't understand Altman's strategy without first appreciating the world he's playing in. I mean, this is an incredibly intense, high-stakes race where you could be the king one day and forgotten the next.
So, with all these new players jumping in, this is the question on everyone's mind. Is OpenAI's time in the sun already over? Now, that exact question is what triggers something they internally call a code red. But here's the twist. For Altman, this isn't a crisis. It's actually a strategic tool. And this is the core of it all. This paranoia isn't about fear. It's about taking all that pressure from competitors and channeling it, turning it into fuel for lightning-fast innovation and for patching up any holes in their products like right now.
And you know what? Despite all the threats, their position is unbelievably strong. Just look at these numbers. Their active user base more than doubled in the last year alone. That kind of scale, that kind of momentum creates a massive advantage that is just so hard for anyone else to catch up to.
So that code red mentality, it's not just some panicked reaction. It's actually the tip of the iceberg. Underneath it is a much deeper strategic philosophy, something we're calling the paranoia doctrine. It's all about proactive, aggressive defense.
He calls it productive paranoia. And I love this. Think of it like a fire drill. You practice for the emergency so that when it happens, you're not running around screaming, you're acting. Altman actually compares it to responding to a pandemic, where one small decisive action at the very beginning is worth 1 million panicked reactions way too late.
So, the big question is, how does this paranoid mindset actually show up in the product? Well, it's not about making a few small tweaks here and there. No, it's about a complete and total teardown and redesign of how we work, all built on an AI-first foundation. See, Altman argues that just bolting AI on to old software, trying to stick a jet engine on a horse-drawn cart, that's a losing game. It'll never work. The real revolution, where the massive value is, comes from building brand new AI-first products from the ground up, designed around these smart, proactive agents.
And one of the key features that makes this all possible is memory. We're not just talking about an AI that remembers your last question. The goal here is an AI that remembers everything, every preference, every project, every little detail about you. That creates an incredibly sticky, super personalized experience that today's apps just can't even dream of matching.
And look, this isn't just some theory they're hoping works out. They have the data to back it up. They use this really powerful internal metric they call GDP eval to measure how well their models actually perform on real-world professional tasks, not just, asking it to write a poem.
And this chart, wow, this just illustrates their progress perfectly. Their latest models can already handle nearly 3/4 of these professional knowledge work tasks at or even above an expert human level. I mean, think about that. This isn't some far-off future promise. This is a reality right now. And it signals a massive shift for all of their enterprise clients. And that incredible capability is what's fueling their huge pivot into the enterprise market. They've already got over 1 million enterprise users on board, and get this, their API business, the business-to-business side, is now growing even faster than the consumer ChatGPT that we all know.
But, and this is a huge but, none of this world-changing vision happens without an engine powerful enough to run it. And that brings us to the absolutely massive, almost unbelievable scale of their investment in infrastructure.
To understand why they're spending so much, you first have to grasp this concept he calls capability overhang. Basically, Altman believes that today's AI models are way smarter than we're giving them credit for. Our current workflows just aren't built to handle them, so we're leaving tons of value on the table. And unlocking that potential, well, that requires a completely new scale of computing power.
And he believes this overhang is so massive that it justifies what sounds like a crazy number. We are talking about infrastructure investments on the scale of trillions of dollars over time. I mean, these are investments that will literally reshape global supply chains for energy and computer chips.
So why on earth would you spend that much money? Well, for Altman, the ultimate goal goes way beyond just making better business software.
It's about using all that immense computing power to achieve fundamental breakthroughs in science, in medicine, the kinds of discoveries that actually make life better for every single person.
And that massive investment, that focus on scientific discovery, it points us to the final piece of the playbook, the ultimate long-term vision. This is where Altman basically redefines the finish line for the entire field of AI.
You know, for years, everyone's been talking about AGI, or artificial general intelligence, as the holy grail. But Altman's take is that the whole debate is kind of obsolete already. He says it sort of whooshed by us when we weren't looking. The real goalpost has moved way, way farther down the field.
So, if AGI is in the rearview mirror, what's next? He calls it superintelligence, and the definition he offers is pretty profound. An AI system so good that a human trying to help it actually makes it worse. He compares it to chess AI. At some point, the grandmaster just gets in the way of the machine's perfect strategy. Okay, so after all of that, what does this playbook mean for you, for your business, for your career? Well, it really boils down to 5 key takeaways. You've got to adopt that code red mentality. You've got to redesign, not just bolt on. And maybe most importantly, you have to start thinking of yourself as a manager of AI agents, not just a user of tools. And that leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending question to think about as we step into this new era. If an AI can run the company better than any human, what's left for human leadership to do? If you found this breakdown valuable, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and share it with anyone else you know who's trying to build the future. Thanks so much for watching.